What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So if you like to do gathering but you're struggling to make gold, this video should be very helpful to you, as you can easily make over 100,000 gold per hour solo by doing herbalism and mining. And it's not like I'm just putting that number randomly out there and I'm the only one that claims that this is 100,000 gold plus per hour. In fact, there's a ton of people. I have a gold farming guild with over 700 people in, and it's the most popular farm right now for people that's looking to do solo farming. So I'm going to walk you guys through the steps on how you can achieve the same. Firstly, though, big thank you for all the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. It's been absolutely amazing, and it makes me so happy that you guys are enjoying the gold guide. This gold guide features all the methods and tactics that I personally use in order to achieve hundreds of millions of gold. Not only that, it also comes with a lifetime of free updates. That means if you get the gold guide today, even 5 years from now, you will still receive every single update that I do to the gold guide completely for free, sent automatically to your email. So now into the farm. Now, I did this live on my stream, this route, which all my farms that I do live on stream gets uploaded to my second YouTube channel, Student TV. That's also linked in the description. And this farm right here, you can tell by the looter pricer, in 49 minutes, I got 54,000 gold in value. Now, it's obviously not 100,000 gold, but this looter pricer is set to regional market value average, and those prices are way under the actual price right now, because if an item goes from 300 gold to, let's say, 600-700 gold, it's going to take TSM, like the average price, a while to adjust for that. So it's not live. So the most optimal way, if you want to track your gold per hour, is to set your looter pricer to min buyout, which is the prices on your realm, but it's material, so everything is regional wide. The only issue with that, though, as you probably know, there's a bunch of people posting 50 gold materials for 1 gold, trying to bait people and then snipe those items out. And if TSM does a scan during that, the add-on will calculate the mats as 1 gold instead of 50 gold. So the best thing to do is just do the farm. Once you're done with the hour, you put everything up on the auction house, and that way you can see how much you actually made. But the reason why this spot is so good and how you make it good is because there's a lot of bismuth nodes on this. There's a lot of East Dynamite that you can overload. More specifically, it is absolute heaven when you're herbing for Arator Spear. And Arator Spear is going to bring you a good chunk of the gold. Like a rank 3 Arator Spear is on EU currently sitting at 650 gold. And this farm, like this specific route, is absolutely filled with Arator Spear. There's so many of them. They spawn really fast. The route is not actually that long. So as long as you're spec'd correctly, and when I say correctly, I have a hipster spec that not a lot of people are a fan of because it specs into overloading the underground, like 40 points to be able to overload more often. But what's really important for this farm is that you don't do like me and spec into Myco Bloom and Orbanid. I did that because I previously did a route where I would get the majority of the flowers would be Myco Bloom and Orbanid, so I wanted to get more Null Lotus. But if you spec specifically into the Arator Spear, and then when it comes to mining, you obviously want to spec into the specific veins. Like you want to spec into, for instance, bismuth, so you have a chance at getting the full null stones rather than the fragments of one, because that's going to give you a lot of gold. Seeing that a null stone right now is at almost 6,000 gold each. So really just focusing on maxing out as many of these to get full null stones as possible, and then speccing into Arator Spear, like maxing out that shit, and you're going to be easily making 100,000 gold an hour on this farm. Now, one important thing, very important thing, the difference between the people making over 100,000 gold an hour and you struggling to make 50,000 gold per hour is mainly efficiency. Like that's the honest thing, not only for gathering farms, but for farming in general. You can have two people doing the exact same farm with the exact same stats and spec, etc. And one guy is always going to come out on top because he never stops to kill mobs. He just shadow melts away from them. He doesn't land on a specific vein or a flower if there's too many mobs around, and he doesn't have shadow melt or any way to leave combat. So there's those kind of things, but also it's important to have consumables like the File of True Sight and the Dark Moon Firewater increases your deftness, which is nice to be able to mine an herb quickly so you can avoid fighting mobs, which is just additional downtime. And of course, the File of True Sight, which gives you increased perception, which results in more null stones and also the ability to find hidden veins. So all of that is very important. And naturally, the more knowledge points you have, the better profession equipment you have, the more gold per hour you're gonna make. When it comes to like the actual route though, and the reason why it's referred to as Trinity Islands is because you're farming these 3 islands right up here. Now, you're not only gonna fly between these islands. Sometimes you're actually gonna find yourself flying back and forth between the islands because there's so many spawns. But this area right here, these 3 islands plus this area is really good. This right here, and then you want to fly into this green area because Arator Spare spawns in between green areas with the trees, and this area right here, basically just this entire box right here is where you want to go. But you don't specifically want to follow a very strict route because sometimes as you're herbing on this island, maybe you're close to the river, you're going to see a lot of spawning on the island that you just came from. So very important to not follow it strictly and just pay attention to your minimap or your farm HUD to see where the spawns are. And yeah, this location in Hallowfall is absolutely beautiful. So I highly recommend you if you have herbalism and mining. Even if you don't have herbalism and mining, like with the catch-up system, if you've spec'd into a clown spec that's not good for this specific route, you can easily just pick it up on an alt, like get all the easy to get knowledge points, and with the catch-up mechanic that you get knowledge points just from simply herbing, you'll get enough points to spec into Arator Spare and Bismuth, for instance, to get null stones and higher ranked Arator Spare, and you'll be making a killing on this farm. Now, if there's any questions whatsoever, just feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube video if you want to see more videos like this one. And of course, if you want to see all my videos before they go live on YouTube, you can consider checking out the VIP Discord, which is pretty much like a Patreon where you support me as a content creator. But in return, you get invited to a Discord where you can watch all my YouTube videos before they go public on YouTube. But you also get exclusive gold farming tips, there's spreadsheets, investments, and much more. So that's linked together with the 0 to 10 million gold guide in the description. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.